talking about balance
Kombat
patches
11.
here. I want to react to this
But
just in case
we're not
there's
going to
anything
go
crazy.
too deep into the woods today. There's some stuff that when we do release the patch notes, you'll be able to see it. That won't be right away. We won't be releasing those right away. So please don't tweet me every 15 minutes about where the patch notes. They'll probably be released
every time.
near
Imagine
to
thinking
Happens every time.
It won't
Imagine
work, but
thinking
still
those
fine.
hardcore players are going to be like, oh, fair enough. We'll be patient.
I think I told Honeybee. Was it Honeybee once or someone that like every time they asked me, I was going to move it back 2 hours. So we were still working on finishing all that stuff up. So we're going to tell you a little bit about today. It probably won't be as much as we're not going to tell you as much as you want to hear today. We're going to give you some really cool stuff.
I have to say it.
Go ahead.
And I'm allowed to say this because I understand. I was one of them once, and I haven't forgotten. Sure. What would you even do with that information if you had it now?
that is true.
I get
the excitement. I get the excitement. So, but what I guess we're going to talk about is really some system changes to start, which is kind of more.
That's what I'm talking
about. Stuff we're going to talk about, but I think we want to start with like sort of the big thing we kind of teased last week.
The wake up system or the variation stuff.
100 out of 10 excited. So
they're going to add one extra move to each variation. Calling it.
We are adding custom variations.
Oh
in
shit!
Combat League and in tournament mode.
Wow!
You'll be able to make your own variation.
Boom!
And
that
tournament play
is a
there will be a UI thing now, which shout out our UI team. They have to be like one of the big unsung heroes of a video game studio. They are
that's insane. That is going to completely
weird technical things to get
change this game.
I mean, everyone is.
Oh my god!
Game, shout outs to them.
Are you
one of those
kidding
things
me?
That if you don't,
dude, I got goosebumps right now.
Probably done really well.
Custom variations is going to absolutely change MK11.
Right. So, and they're always asked to add these new situations.
What the hell?
Anyway, when you pick your character, a little thing will come up with your variation, and now you can just go into custom, and it's kind of like the abilities screen.
Wow.
So you can go through. The same rules apply. That you know, if a move conflicts, you can't do it.
Makes sense.
And,
makes sense.
The slots, and then the one big thing is there's going to be a few moves that are actually banned from competitive play. There are some moves.
Okay, I'll take that.
Terminator's terminate move.
All right, that's fair.
Where
that's hard to balance, honestly.
That they were probably a little too wild.
I wonder if Spawn's crushing blow move
casual play
is going to be banned.
We did not feel they were appropriate.
Terminate is like the most broken move in the game.
There are not many.
Even with
the majority of moves will be tournament legal.
Armor breaking moves like Terminate. You guys know how I feel about that move. It's fucking amazing to troll people with, but
I created a combo.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Custom variations will be available in Combat League and in competitive.
Where you use Snakebite and Command Grab. I had a name for this combo in one of the early Combat casts.
That's absolutely amazing.
I used to say it all the time, and I can't remember.
I am
so please
so fucking happy.
Tweet me.
You have
Remind
no
me what
idea
that was called.
Well,
I'll be doing that.
You have an idea because I'm sure you guys are happy too.
So here's a question for you, Stephanie. Now, say variation 2 of Melina. Can I get rid of her run and replace that with the ball?
Yes, which I actually think is probably going to be a pretty popular thing. That's what I've been doing, is using the base variations as kind of a blueprint and then changing out one or two things. Like Jade's, her variation 1, the zoning one, I actually really like, but I like to remove upward razoring and put in amplifying the double kick to keep you in the corner. Like a lot of I think that's actually going to be very common. And the default variations will still be there if you just want to quickly use it. Or I think it'd be great if you're new to a character and you're like, there's like 10 moves. What is going on? There's still like a good way to be like, oh, well, this is. You can kind of get ideas for how you'd like to do it.
Man, that is insane, guys.
So
I'm still in shock.
League,
sorry, I'm like uploading this Melina gameplay breakdown too.
Right once the patch.
But custom variations, like seriously, this changes the game. Like
awesome.
MK11 will be a totally new and different
when
game.
When it comes to balance, like that's a big thing.
When
like
it comes out.
In my opinion,
I think this will make MK11
meta shift
insanely more exciting. You guys know that.
Absolutely no idea.
All I do is play player matches because I can create my own variation. Now I could easily just play Combat League and just rank.
Probably actually not,
and have a good time because
for sure.
I'll be able to use my custom variation. Wow.
We'll talk afterwards. I got a PowerPoint for you. We'll talk
crazy.
So
that's all I need to hear, honestly.
We were talking earlier about some.
This is how MK11 should have started, in my opinion.
At pretty much most of the gameplay systems and made some tweaks that I think are pretty exciting. The first one I'd like to talk about is we have adjusted the hit regions, like the hurt box, on crouching characters. And this should help with a lot of inconsistencies and moves going over someone when they're crouching, like mids not hitting, stuff like that. And that's pretty much across the cast.
Okay.
The other thing across the cast is we've taken a look at the down pokes, down threes, and down ones.
Not getting grabbed?
Most characters have had them adjusted. Some have more recovery, some have less.
Thank God,
like
man.
Aaron Black's, for example, now have more recovery on blocks, so you can kind of check him with one of your fast mids if you think he's going to mash them.
Thank God.
And that's something where when the patch notes come out,
oh my God,
it's going to be like Christmas. Like
the strike throw metagame is fucking annoying.
Be sitting there F5ing waiting for it, and then as soon as it's there, someone needs to make a spreadsheet.
Now at least if people are mashing, like you'll be able to check them a lot easier.
And we talked about how like a lot of those too, like they differentiate between characters. So we're not going to go through character by character, obviously.
Another thing is hop attacks are now immune to down ones until they are done and are recovering. So that's another way that you can beat bow pokes if someone's spamming them.
Hop attacks
You're
are
kind of taking a risk. It's not the fastest thing to do in the world, but it'll just flat out beat it. So if you want to make the read, that's a good way you can do it. Another thing that's kind of neat and is going to improve the pacing of the game, make it a little bit faster, is get up animations are now adjusted to be a couple of frames faster. 4, I believe.
Ooh, okay.
So when you get knocked down, you'll basically get up faster. You have similar options, but it'll just be quicker. You are on the ground for less amount of time. And that also goes with what we talked about last time, where get up animation, the delayed wake up is now just one.
Actually has an animation now.
Timing. There's not short and long. It's just kind of a middle ground.
Man, thank
and
God
there's a little
that
animation for it too.
That's going away.
And I think one last thing
it's easier to talk about
is a change to fatal blows. 2 things actually.
Ooh, let me hear it.
Across the board, a lot of them I think have less pushback on block, especially like in the corner situations and stuff like that, to make them a little bit easier to punish on block.
Thank God.
And then the second thing, which is very interesting, it's a new mechanic that some moves we have expanded the window for a flawless block. You'll actually have 6 frames to flawless block a move, and that applies to every fatal blow. So the idea would be, if you know it's coming and you're ready for it, it will be significantly easier to flawless block, and then you get a punish. And this will also apply to other moves, which I guess we can just go straight into that, unless you guys have some thoughts on these changes.
6 more frames of flawless block?
No, no, I don't. I think I'm really excited. There's a lot of these things we've heard about, from the community. We do listen to those things and sort of take our own direction on how we want to change the game in those sort of ways. And these were the systems that we kind of wanted to look at right now. And I think that a lot of people will be happy with these things.
Right. You're right. We do like to look at feedback. Our design team is watching streams and looking at tournament results and looking at our internal data. We actually have a vast amount of that. Like, our lead designer.
It'll be interesting to see
like matchup numbers,
what moves get changed balance-wise.
So if you're like, oh my God,
in the custom variations,
Jax,
there's a ton of like insanely good moves. So I'm sure a lot of them are gonna get toned down.
Yeah, you're exaggerating.
But just being able to combine the moves that you want is gonna make things so much more fun.
And just see like the matchups of Jade, Jade. Okay. It's great. Yes.
But what I was going to say is there's also a balancing act with, first you look at what is everyone, talking about, who's good, who's bad, then you have to kind of parse out, well, what are the players not adjusting to yet? And then maybe what's harder to deal with than we expected. But then the really tricky part, and that's where the design team really has to think about it, is what do you do to change it? Because it's easy to say, hey, this move's too strong. And it's like, well, we also don't want it to be bad. So it's a whole thing. My whole point is, yes, we do listen. Keep complaining. Not that you would stop anyway, but your voice does get through, even though you don't necessarily get a reply on Twitter. Just don't complain to me. Complain to follow.
Awesome. So we do have we have 2 short videos we want to show to kind of explain a couple. There's only like 2 layers. Again, all the characters have some stuff in their list. We're not going to go through all of that today, but we will show a couple things right now. Who we want to start with? What do I have here? Let's start with Jacqui.
Jacqui. So,
Nerf
Jacqui
that
actually
biatch.
has this enhanced flawless block thing with her leap. If you see that she's leaping, you can flawless block it much easier now. Look at it this way.
6
you kinda
frames
gotta be ready
easier.
for it, but it's easy enough. I can do it. And as we've established, I'm an old.
And of course, if you flawless block a jump, you can't
do it. So that's
do a normal
really
or special
good
move
barometer.
afterwards.
And when you flawless block, you can't cancel, so that means she can't get her pressure. Now, of course, if you're sitting there waiting to flawless block, she's going to get her pressure going in other ways. She can dash up or whatever. So it's not like you literally she can't move anymore. But if you're ready for it and you're really sure she's going to leap, it's a really great option to deal with.
So she's
The second thing we
nerfed.
showed there is her dash punch is now punishable on block. It's
Oh, I didn't even
-12,
notice that. So
you
I was
did a
uploading a
job.
video. That's good.
Beat her up.
We know that video went really quickly, so watch the VOD. You can watch it again. Some of these videos are very short, but this is how we can't.
Thank
show
God
it
it's
live
punishable
like
on
we
block
used to,
now.
So this is how we have to do it.
Oh, Honeybee, Ketchup and Mustard, etc. will be doing a 45-minute video about that 20-second clip.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
Tom
I'm here,
Brady somehow already has it out.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Raiden. Yeah.
Lord
So
Raiden.
Raiden got some cool changes. This move is now actually advantage on block, and it ends in an overhead, and it's really quick. So it's really awesome for mixing up with his back one pressure.
Is that
And then the
safe?
Super Volt move is now safe if you charge it for just slightly. And the main reason I wanted to show this is that it's an example of some of the tournament moves that you might want to use in your custom variations can be quite a bit different to get ready for the custom variation thing.
That's
another
good because you
example
could
would
cancel
be,
that move too.
Aaron Black's low gun is now significantly slower because previously it was like the fastest projectile ever. And another example is Katana's her dancing fan, where she
But it wasn't
does
even
the
low, it was
Enchantress
a
dance
mid.
and fans spin around her. That has had a significant change where there's only one fan instead of 3 unless she amplifies it. There's just different kind of changes like that with some of the weirder moves in the game that we've looked at.
Excellent. And across the board, there's other things that will be in the patch notes, which we will get out when they are ready, probably right before we launch on November 17th. So that before, we're gonna say our goodbyes because at the end of this, we're gonna play a short video from one of our earlier streams about sort of how the upgrades work and that sort of things for those of you who missed that.
All right, ladies and
something?
gentlemen, that
Okay.
is it, man. I'm glad that I left it
Yeah.
on to react
Remember the
to.
things
Go.
we talked about with everyone? Okay. Hello.
I forgot about
CK
those things.
here.
I forgot.
Because that is
That's on
insane,
me.
man. Custom
It's okay.
variations.
So, starting
Wow.
on November 24th, there will be a race against time where you can actually earn the ultimate MK3 Melina skin and mask. So if you guys are wondering how you're going to get that, it's going to start off in Race Against Time, so you can earn it that way for free.
Cool.
Starting the 18th, we're going to have some new crypt events coming live that actually have bigger bundles of rewards that I actually are really excited for. And then starting December 29th, we are going to start repeating the Kombat League seasons. So if you weren't able to get in for the Season of Blood because it was X months ago, we're going to bring those back and start those again from the beginning. We're reordering the skins. So if you couldn't get to Demigod in the previous season, but you really wanted that skin, it'll probably be a lower ranking. So everybody that wasn't able to
Now
get
I'll
it
be able to
before,
get the Blood
hopefully
Scorpion
can
skin
now. And
that I missed
also,
out on.
the repeats of the seasons will also have new gear and brutalities and other items for you to unlock as well. So booyah for the people that keep asking, how am I going to get those skins? There it is.
It's a good way to do it. Sorry,
I want to get that
That was
UMK3
big
Melina
info.
skin.
Well, that's why
All
I'm
right,
here.
I think
you
that's
know?
it, right?
It's all good.
It's on me. It's on me. Awesome. So that's really it. We got Melina, Rambo, Rain.
Yep, that's
next
it. All right,
gen
ladies and
coming
gentlemen, let me know in
November
the comment
17th
section
for,
what you guys think
uh,
of
Ultimate Mortal Kombat
the
11.
change to
So,
MK11,
Mortal Kombat 11
and
with-
make
There we go.
getting rid of
you pre-order
variations
it,
and
right?
bringing
so that you
in
get the time
custom
skins. And I believe we're
variations
just
in the
about
game.
11
I
days
think this
away.
is a
So get hyped.
absolutely giant deal.
Very hot.
It's
Very
going to change
excited.
the game completely.
I'm
Thank you so much for
personally,
watching,
I know
and I'll
it's
see you
been
guys next time.
a week.